Healthcare startups have revolutionized the healthcare delivery process for better patient experiences. In the Indian healthcare ecosystem, we are witnessing innovative disruptions that are solving big challenges of the healthcare ecosystem, some being availability, affordability, or accessibility. Through our series, Healthcare Startup series, we aim to raise awareness about the different startups which have mushroomed pre, post COVID, and also which are solving a lot of challenges of the healthcare industry. And the impact is really, really great. There are latest developments in this front, and there are some different kinds of medical genres where these healthcare startups are doing great. Hi, this is Smita Kumar, and today in this initiative, we are going to speak to Jaswant Matham. Jaswant is the founder of Health Analytics. He's a leader with successful business execution capabilities. Health Analytics is building healthcare analytics and telemedicine applications. Through these applications, the platform aims to provide healthcare consultations and different kinds of healthcare services to the people, be it doorstep diagnostic tips, online doctor consultations, and wellness for B2B and B2C sectors. The platform provides personalized healthcare services at their convenience. It also aims to deliver integrated healthcare solutions for personalized and prevention focused healthcare to improve one's life. And as we have become so much health conscious post COVID, hence it is definitely going to hit the right muscles. So, hello, Jaswant, and welcome to MediCircle.
Hi, Smita. Thanks for a no warm introduction.
So, Jaswant, tell us like there are have been lot of healthcare startups that have come across different genres of healthcare, like telemedicine, online pharmacy, personal health management, and fitness and wellness. There are so many applications and products and offerings that have come in home healthcare, medical devices, wearable devices, biotech R&D, then biopharma and genomics. And the IBF estimates that by the year of 2022, the healthcare industry would be worth around $372 billion. So, in your view, how are the Indian healthcare startups exactly contributing to the economic and social growth of India?
Yep. No. So I mean, let us first, see about the pre and then post COVID world. So the pre-COVID world, there were a lot of startups who started off with providing telemedicine solutions and other things like online e-pharmacy stores, and then you can book diagnostic tests online, and then doorstep diagnostic services. But then I was with the healthcare industry since past 5 years, so I've seen a decent or significant amount of change, behavioral change in the way healthcare is consumed by people. And I see that there are a lot of healthcare companies who have you know um, emerged in the recent times, in the past 2 3 years. So and they're contributing really, I mean, and directly to the Indian GDP and economy. So according to a study, there are close to 3,300 plus healthcare companies. And then and it is estimated that the healthcare sector alone will be generating around 40 million jobs by end of 2030. So I see that there is an immense potential in this sector. And then healthcare startups and then on healthcare entrepreneurs can create a direct impact to the government and economy.
Definitely, definitely. So, how is like health analytics changing the healthcare scenarios, especially, and how it is benefiting the end users, that is patients?
Yeah. So before we get into that, I would like to give you a small problem or gap that most of the healthcare or digital healthcare sector is facing. So In my previous stints with one of the health tech company or a health tech startup. So I've seen a serious problem where most of the healthcare companies were concentrating to provide a healthcare service to the patient or their consumer, but they were unable to close the loop. So it's like they were more they were more running a healthcare company as a fashion or an e-commerce company, where if you want a diagnostic test or if you want a doctor consultation, you go, it's an online store, you go book a consultation and you're done. But most of the companies were not closing that loop, is what we've is where I've seen there is a greater problem, or where there is a possible solution that we can provide. So that is how we thought analytics would come into picture. Using that, we could clearly solve this problem, where we can help consumer or the patient understand his health insights and then act accordingly, and get a better health, or move towards a towards his health goal. So that is how health analytics has gone. So health analytics has a product where it combines users healthcare past medical history, and then their current medical condition, the parental history, and then their lifestyle, and then their pathological findings, analyze those, and then sort of predicts the risk of a person getting a comorbidity in the future. So so that is how we want to show insights to the person and act accordingly, so that he could get a proper health care.
चलो जसवंत, जिस तरह से लाइफ चेंज हो रही है, इट इज गेटिंग मोर एंड मोर फास्ट बिजी एंड पीपल आर मोटिवेटेड टू गेट सक्सेस एंड दे आर वर्किंग वेरी हार्ड, तो इसमें एक तरह से स्ट्रेस एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर हो जाता है बहुत सारे लोगों की जिंदगी में, स्पेशली व्हेन वी वर डिस्कसिंग अर्लियर, खासकर जो कॉर्पोरेट एम्प्लॉयज हैं या लोग जो कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में काम कर रहे होते हैं, उन्हें खासकर की कोमॉर्बिडिटीज होने का खतरा या ज्यादातर होता है, बिकॉज वो काफी हद तक एक स्ट्रेसफुल एनवायरनमेंट में काम कर रहे होते हैं। तो ये जो एप्लीकेशन है हेल्थ एनालिटिक्स का, वो उन लोगों को कितने हद तक मदद कर सकता है अगर वो अपने रिस्क के बारे में जानेंगे कि 5-5 years down the lane or 10 years down the lane they may have these kind of comorbidities, so they may be like more conscious about changing their lifestyle, या किस तरह से वो अपने लाइफस्टाइल में चेंजेस लाएंगे ताकि वो इन बीमारियों से दूर रह सकें।
So to answer that question, so पहले मेरे बारे में, I'll tell something about myself. I also belong to the corporate world, and I've had a very bad lifestyle. I work. I'm sort of I work a lot. I see. I'm always glued to my computer screen, and then when I go to my office also, I don't know when I'll go for lunch. I don't follow proper time, and then I eat a lot of junk food. So it is sort of a very different lifestyle, that our corporate employees are living, and this has to change. So but it's inevitable, and we are it's like a lifestyle change is like a revolution, and it cannot happen soon. It's like a industrial revolution, war होना चाहिए तो पूरा चेंज होने के लिए, नहीं 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 तो कुछ डिफरेंट थिंग, आई मीन लाइक एक पूरा डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ इनोवेशन आना चाहिए, that will take a long time. So but at least we can say that instead of doing that, it is better we prevent it first, so that it will not lead to any severe adverse effects.
Definitely.
So that is where we thought health analytics could help a corporate itself understand the health of their employees at a higher level. So that is where we've designed a system where a corporate they can see that, okay, like there are 500 employees in my company, so 200 employees are not following good sleeping patterns.
Okay.
They hardly sleep for 6 hours or 4 hours. There are 50 to 60 employees who have existing comorbidities, and then there are more than 70% of their employees who are feeling stress at work. They have some or other problems, like they have digestion issues often, and they easily get headaches and back pains. And then not only that, it also and our system also gives a sort of clear segmentation to which category of category or department these employees belong to. Like sales people travel a lot. Sales teams, they have to close their deals, they have to travel a lot, so they're prone to pollution because they're traveling.
Yes.
And they're prone to getting back pains because because of the travel.
Yes.
And then the engineering teams, they are always glued to their screen, they always sit and code. So because of that they get, and they are at the immense, I mean, they handle immense pressure because they have to release their products. And then some, I've seen in some startups and other companies, they sit together, they do night outs and then do product launches, and they're under immense pressure. So these life this type of lifestyle leads for anxiety issues, stress issues, and then they might get hypertension soon. So all these things, and then their bad lifestyle, eating junk food and other things, leads to obesity. And
Definitely.
then obesity again further leads to other big comorbidities.
Yes.
So
So
so this sort of breakup and then correlation we give it to the corporate, so that corporate themselves can act and provide better healthcare for their employees. So ultimately employees make an organization.
definitely.
So if employees are healthy, obviously the organization also grows.
Surely.
So that is how we've designed health analytics, so that we can help corporates take informed decisions and provide better healthcare to the to their employees. And also an employee himself can look at his insights and then take decision.
Oh, that's good to know. So, as a healthcare entrepreneur, Jaswant, have you experienced any changes, especially in the consumer's approach post COVID? Have they become more tech savvy? Because like healthcare applications were there on mobile, on tabs since long time, but post COVID, due to contactless, I mean, consultations and such things, which is actually happening post COVID. So, what is your take on that?
Yeah. So I mean, India mein people still believe that um, a doctor's touch can heal.
Yes.
So I mean, even my parents और grandparents क्या बोलते हैं, अरे हम डॉक्टर के पास जाएंगे, ऑनलाइन में कुछ नहीं होगा,
बिल्कुल.
डॉक्टर के पास जाएंगे तो बीमारी बीमारी दूर हो जाएगी.
जी.
So that is what the belief was before pandemic. So after pandemic, so there was no scope of going to the doctor. Doctors themselves were not seeing the patients. So and then there is a so this is a kind of transition we've seen pre and post COVID. So and then there is a study says that 70% of the general health conditions can be treated online or even over the phone.
Yes.
So we've seen most of the people adopting to telemedicine. And then there was 200% increase in the consultations. So a study says that I mean, pre-COVID and post-COVID, there was 200% increase in online consultations. People were taking or speaking to doctors over chat or even through face-to-face, video consultations or through telephonic. And that is, and then people were opting for doorstep healthcare services, because there was a scenario where my mom was not well, and it was at the peak time of COVID. So we were supposed to get her. Usually we was I mean, if it was not COVID, she was supposed to get admitted to the hospital. But hospitals were not taking in patients. So then, we had a online consultation with one of our doctors,
Okay.
and then she suggested to, take care of her at home only. So where we had to arrange a bed, and then we had to give her IV fluids. There was a nurse who used to come to our house on a daily basis, and then used to change those IV fluids, and then we used to take care of her. So this kind of, doorstep healthcare services, have, people wanted, healthcare to be there at their doorstep. And then we've seen a scenario where people were little scared to go to the laboratories and then get themselves tested. So that is when we've seen a serious opportunity there, where we can provide doorstep diagnostic services. That is when our diagnostics vertical started at Health Analytics.
That's good.
So this is the kind of change that we've seen in our customers.
Definitely. Just one last quick question, that is Health Analytics planning for funding, or is it already started, or is it still bootstrapped? What is your state?
We are completely bootstrapped, and we want to, bootstrap it. Till we can. So, and I believe, without funding also, I think we can still go ahead, because we've seen there is a lot of scope, and then we've seen immense, response from our customers as well.
Def-
And over the last 1.5 years, we've grown to 10 times.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So, any message for the aspiring healthcare entrepreneurs? Just one.
So one message that I wanted to give is that, entrepreneurship is the only way to increase our India's economy. And then, if someone has an idea or something, and if you fear that, you cannot, you know you cannot implement it or start a company, it has all changed. We've got Startup India, Stand Up India, Vocal for Local, and other initiatives that government is providing. And then recently, government has started, a startup fund scheme, where they are providing up to 50 lakhs, seed fund for, startups. So, and then there are a lot of network opportunities that the government provides. There are so many fellow entrepreneurs who are already there in the system, who can help you 24/7. So, if you have an idea, it's the right time that you roll up your sleeves and then start it. So
Definitely.
that is how you generate, more jobs, and then contribute directly to the Indian economy.
Definitely. Thank you so much for these kind words, Jaswant. I hope it would be definitely inspiring the young entrepreneurs who are planning to have their startup post COVID. And definitely, it is always a good time if you believe in your idea, and if you definitely believe that it is going to make that positive change in the society, also economically and socially. Thank you so much, Jaswant, for
Absolutely.
joining us today at MediCircle in this healthcare startup series. We wish you all the best, and Health Analytics the best, so that it is able to serve more and more patients in the coming times. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thanks, Mita. Thanks for hosting me.